What's up, guys? Welcome back to the shop, and we are well on our way. We got the body mounted, we got the seats in it, we got some interior stuff in it, so we can start fitting up this here cage. So I'm gonna get my tubing bender out. We're gonna get all our tubing out here. We're gonna get set up for cage building. We got some advice that build this thing so you can add on to it. Well, the Chevelle, what we're doing to this Chevelle is about as far as I'm gonna go with this. If we get really hooked on this, which we're getting hooked on it. But if our addiction to racing goes any deeper, we'll build something really crazy. But I'll show you what we're up to. So essentially, we can lay our cage back 20 degrees is what you're allowed to lay it back. So we're gonna basically follow the seat back. This is as far as the seat will come back, and that's about as far as I want it to come back, so that if people are in the back, they still have some leg room. So we're gonna follow this line of the seat, and then our shoulder bar will go across. Not sure what I'm gonna do with the armrest, if that's gonna have to come out. I gotta trim a little bit on the dash, but we're gonna get set up here so we can start getting this thing caged up. And once we got a cage in it, then we can put the interior in, we can put the back glass back in it, and we can really start getting stuff going. So we can get this blueprint in, we can get the FTI, which is over there. We can get that in. We had some stuff from Blueprint show up, and yeah, actually, I want to show you something. I got something cool from them that is gonna look super awesome on the car, and I'm not sure exactly where I'm gonna put it, but I'll show you what I got. So the car needs badges. So Blueprint make badges for whatever engine you're buying. So we got the Blueprint engines, 540 badges. I think they'll probably go on the fender here. If we do a cowl hood, I might put them on the cowl, I'm not sure. But we got a lot of stuff to do before we figure out where badges are going. So I'm gonna get stuff set up here, and we're gonna get going on this. All right, so we got some holes cut in the floor, one there, over there, and then we got two back here, right there. So hopefully tomorrow we're bending some bars and getting some stuff lined up. We're doing a 10-degree layback on the main hoop, just to follow the seat basically. And so it'd be really cool if I could get the main hoop put in it tomorrow, the back or the shoulder bar put in it, and maybe even start working on the front bar or the front hoop as well. But yeah, I like doing stuff like this. This is cool, getting to fabricate and do different stuff. We're gonna try and get this thing caged up. I bought a program called Tacking, and so I buy this program and it's got preloaded cages in it, and you just kind of pick one and adjust all your measurements on it. Well, I didn't look at it, and apparently it doesn't work on Macs, so I ended up having to buy a cheap laptop to run the program. But all right, let's see. Double click, let's see, does it bend tack? There we go, we're building one of those. Kinda, not really. Oh, there we go. I'm excited about this. I'm not very computer savvy, like I said before, but I think this is gonna be a really good program, and we might use it a lot. Frank might need a cage. While the Chevelle's getting a cage. And you know, if you guys enjoy these videos where we're building some cool cars and different things, I got some other stuff plan that I want to build. So if you guys are enjoying this, we're going to keep doing it. So I think this program's really gonna help. But I'm going to go through this a little bit and familiarize myself with it, and then we'll get going. All right, so I've been messing around with this, and it's I'm not a computer guy. So what I'm gonna do is just like what I'm doing for this car. If you want to learn something, go to YouTube, figure it out. So I'm gonna watch some of their videos on their YouTube channel and figure out how to use this program. I might give Mike a call. He uses this program too, and just try to figure out how I tried calibrating the bender, and I don't know if I did that right, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna watch some videos and try to figure this out. So this is what we're building. It's our rear hoop, or our main hoop, I guess. But this program, it shows you your cut length. So that's what I cut it to, and then I just go down, I mark all these marks on it, and then I just pull it through the bender and bend it to these angles. So, yeah, we're gonna do this and see how it goes. So on my one test bend yesterday, I was about an inch short on the width and the height. And I think that had something to do with how I put the spring back in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the material in the bender, I'm gonna bend it, and I'll set it up on my table level, and I'll check all the bends, angles with my angle finder. And I know I'm not familiar with the spring back, how to figure all that out, because my dial here doesn't quite, like I was bending to 100 to get a 90-degree bend, but then when I put those values in, I think that's what messed up that piece. So that's what we're gonna try and do. We're gonna just try to do this one bend at a time, and it might take a little bit longer, but we'll get it. Okay, so we got our piece cut to the cut length. We got all of our marks lined up on here. So when we stick this through, those marks got to be lined up on the same spot on here every single time. So when I calibrated the machine, whether it was the right thing to do, I'm short on tubes, so I can't do another recal because this all has to work. All right, first bar is tacked in, and it works pretty good, I think. Like it is touching the headliner a little bit, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. So now we're gonna come from probably right there and follow it up. All right, so I changed my plan on doing the front hoop. I want to do the back because it's easier, or so I thought. But make one part and then you just replicate it. So, well, let's see how she looks. All right. Turned out not too bad. They come through and then they attach to the shock towers. So basically all your torque is coming back up into the cage. So that's how I was told to do it. So like I said, we're just tacking all this. We're just tacking everything right now. And then once we have it all tacked together and it's all sturdy, not going anywhere, we're gonna lift the body up probably about a foot, or as much as we can, I guess. And then I can get in underneath, weld to the frame. I can weld 100% weld the top bars as well. And yeah, it should come out nicely. So now we got the back bars done. We're gonna work on that front hoop now. and try and figure out exactly how I want to do it. All right, so here's the next part we're building. This will be the main hoop that goes from the rear hoop around by the windshield. So I'll get this thing figured out here eventually. It's a learning curve, but that bend tech really helps. It does. It takes a lot of the guesswork out. And you can buy the module for full out roll cages, and maybe I could have done that, I guess, but building each piece for this, it's been fun for me. So yeah, build yourself a race car. Okay, well, I took a gamble that all my measurements were right. We're gonna see if they were right. I mean, that's pretty good. Things are looking good here, guys. Get this back up into place. And jack these up. So here we cut the dash out so that it could come into the dash. So I'll have to cut the dash pad as well. And then it comes up and ties in. That one sticks in a little bit further just because I kind of messed up on my hoop. It's a little narrow on that side. But I mean, overall, I got a couple bars put in the back still. It's not bad. I'm happy with it. I overbent the center a little bit, but I mean, if it was gonna be perfect, then I'd spend a lot more time. But for what it is, what the car is, it's, I hate to say good enough, but yeah, it's good enough. It shouldn't have any troubles passing an 850 cert with what I got going on here. We got our bars coming down. I think I'm either gonna put a bar that goes across here just to keep them from spreading, and or right here. I'm not sure exactly. I'd rather it back here just if I have passengers. You get as much clearance on their heads as possible. So I got the dash taken back out. Who knew that would be such a pain in the butt with after putting all these bars in here. So yeah, we got this all tore out. The steering column's back out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift it up so then I can weld all this 100%. We got the shoulder bar put in. We still have some bars in the back to put in, but I'm gonna put those in after I get the body back down on the frame. But as you can see, I didn't cut out a whole bunch because the more you cut out, the more you gotta replace. So I opted just to lift the body so that I can weld everything out and save having to put a whole bunch of gussets everywhere. But so yeah, we got all this. The body's ready to come back up. I just got to pull all the bolts out of it again. I dug into this silly thing. So I took my dash part. As you can see, I got the gauges out of it. But we got Dakota Digital gauges is what we're putting in it. And guys, this stuff it's super simple to, well, I guess we'll see how super simple. But the instructions look like it's gonna be a breeze to put in. And it'll work in conjunction with my Holley Sniper that I'm putting on the car as well. So that's awesome. We got body slung up, and now I can get at my joints to weld them down to the frame. All of them. That one under there. And then we can get our full 100% weld on these. When you don't do 100% weld, you actually have to put gussets in, which I might still put like some corner gussets in here and here, just for my own peace of mind. But like, that's just a rule. If you, I can't remember, I think if you miss 25% of the weld, you have to put a gusset in. And that's where a lot of people, they build their cage in and they can't get the top. So This is what I opted to do. Do you have to do it this way? No. Is it an option? Yeah, it's a very good option because this is your safety, right? So if you can 100% weld things, you want 100% weld them. So the rules say you can't come in here and grind any of your welds, and I don't want to nick anything with the grinder, so I'm using just a file to clean up some of the slag, get it cleaned up so it's a little nicer for when I paint it, and yeah, just get everything looking decent. We'll get some paint on the top of this thing and around the top bars, the hoops, before I set the body back down. Now we're making some progress. So we got the top of it painted up, and we can basically, once that dries, I'm gonna let it dry because my straps are gonna hit the cage, but then we'll set it back down, and basically we're gonna bolt the body down for the final time. So the last thing we got to do is our door bars. So basically, to make this, right now it's a 6-point cage. To make it 8-point, we got to come from here, up here, and over to here. And we are actually going to do swing outs. So here's our swing out kit. The bottom bolts in, but we may pin it. I'm not sure yet. Wanted to keep our armrests, so this is the design we came up with, and it fits really good. There's lots of room in there around it, and looking from the side, you can't even tell it's there. So now we got to put our swing outs in, our swing out clevises. So they'll go like that, one there, and then one down at the bottom. And basically we'll be able to remove the door bars when we're not racing, use the armrest. And actually the way it is, you can use the armrest with the door bar, but who wants to drive around with the door bar all the time? So we got, it's all welded in here. Bar. Okay, it's not too hot. So we can put this, hold on, bear with me. So it'll go just like that, and there'll be a pin here and a bolt down there. And here, one sec, let me put a bolt in it. Ow, ooh, it's hot. Oh, that's hot, ow. Dang it. This is hard to do one-handed. There. So that'll actually come out and just lay right there. It's a moment of truth. Well, almost. We're loading the Chevelle up. I know it's not even close to being done, but we're loading it up. We had to rent a trailer because it just poured rain, so I don't want this thing getting covered in dirt and mud. So we rented a trailer from Factory Outlet Trailers. So we are loading up the Chevelle. We're heading up to Edmonton tonight, and we're going to get our cage certified. So the hard thing with this, it doesn't have this trailer. It's obviously it's not perfectly set up for what we're doing, but we'll make it work. The car's not overly heavy right now, but I just wanted something that it's not gonna get all covered in mud. So This is our setup. We got the winch chained in. So we made it up to rad torque here. And I am just opening up the trailer. We got Mike here. He's gonna have a look at our cage. So hopefully it's good. I hope. Oh, he's got our briefcases. Ah. Oh. Do you need me to winch it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
The door's open.
Okay. I gotta winch this out, so I will be a few minutes, guys. So we got the car out, and we got Mike here, and he's gonna have a look at our cage, and hopefully everything passes. If not, we might have some work. So,
Everything in orange.
everything in orange. Okay. This is what it's all about. Put a lot of work into this, so hopefully everything's good. First one I've ever done, so a certified one. Anyways. So what does that do?
So the sonic testing, what we're doing is testing the wall thickness of the tube.
Okay.
So spec is 118 wall. So we're well within range.
Okay, perfect.
So inch and 5/8 tube, mild steel would be a 118 wall minimum, and we're well within.
So that's even above what the mill spec was when I ordered it. I ordered 120 wall, so
Yeah.
and we're reading 135 in some
135,
spots.
123.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how bad the mill spec is in mild steel.
Yeah.
Mild steel, it's a plus or negative up to 8.
Oh.
So you can get.
Well, we had a lot of guys ask about if I was doing chrome ollie, and this is just, it's easier. It's quicker.
Chrome ollie is double the price, and for what you were doing, chrome ollie really isn't. You're not going to get the benefit.
Yeah.
It's not a. If it's a 7.5 second car, maybe.
Yeah.
But to go chrome ollie in an 850, it's a lot of expense.
Yeah.
And chrome ollie is a lot thinner, so because it's a denser material, they can go thinner on the sidewall
Right.
of it. But it is a little more like top fuel cars and that they flex.
Yeah.
Chrome ollie is a very flexible material, so after time they wear out.
Yeah.
Where a mild steel will never wear out.
Well, like, we'll never be taking this past like 850s.
Yeah.
If it gets into the 8s, I'd
It's
be
a whole
surprised.
different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's our wall thickness is good so far. See, we had some rust fall out from some spots on the drive up. Okay, so one thing we got to do, we got to put a gusset in on this, and I assume both sides, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of figured with how long this was that probably would have to, but I guess I should ask. So.
Nope.
Oh, that sounds good. That's easy enough. I don't have the interior in yet, so I don't mind burning stuff up. So, just one little issue so far, but we're just getting into it. Looks like we're getting our sticker. We do have to, I gotta send him pictures that he's gonna see it here in about 2 weeks. So, yeah. And then we're gonna get stuff painted, but we'll be putting our sticker on. So we got her. We got her. So, does it look all right for first cage?
First cage, it's done very well. Yep.
Awesome.
Done very well.
Well, that's nice to hear, because if people enjoy what we're doing, we might build something a little faster next time. So.
Yep.
But it's not perfect by any means, but it'll work for what we're doing. And
No, it's a good first build.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna load her back up. We'll get it loaded up and then we'll get out of here, right?
Mm-hmm.